In this English lesson, I wanted to help you learn the English phrase, none other than. This is a phrase we use when we introduce someone somewhere where it might be a surprise to people, but you do know who the person is. Let me explain a bit better. If I was doing a live stream and I said, I have a surprise guest, and it's none other than Brent from Speak English with This Guy, it would be a surprise, but you do know who he is. Maybe you're watching a show and there are police officers. I think there's a police officer behind me again. There seem to be cops following me around. On the show, they might say, we've captured the thief, and it's none other than the mayor of the town. That would be a surprise, but you do kind of know who it is. The second phrase I want to teach you today is the phrase, none of the above. This is a phrase you'll see when taking a test that has multiple choice questions, a question and then A, B, C, D. And maybe the answer is actually D, none of the above. But we use this in conversation as well. I could say to you, are you having a good day or a bad day or an okay day or none of the above? I could actually say that in a conversation. You could say, yeah, it's kind of none of the above. So to review, when you use the phrase none other than, it's something you use to introduce someone where it's a surprise, but the people do know who it is. By the way, it's none other than the local police officer. And when you say none of the above, you mean that there are a number of possible responses, but none of them are actually what you're talking about. But hey, let's look at a comment from a previous video. I printed this one really big today. It's huge, but this comment is from Roman. Thank you for the tour of new places. The building is so huge that I thought it was a shopping or business center. And my response was this: our old arena was just that, an arena, one skating rink. This new one is more of a multi-purpose building. I like it a lot because it has a walking track around the ice rink for people to exercise. A place to walk that's nice and cool. So yeah, when you walk around the top part, it's awesome because it's, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm throwing the papers in my van. When you walk around the top part, you're actually in the arena. And when you're in the arena, it's nice and cool because there's ice, but it's fun to walk. By the way, I just happened to come here because it's the fire station. I didn't realize there would be another police officer in one of my videos. I don't think they're following me around. Anyways, it is a beautiful building. I'm very happy that our town built that building. It's kind of cool to be able to see, to have a building where you can go to the library, you can play some basketball, you can go to the arena, you can go for a walk, etc., etc. But yeah, this is our local fire station. So it's kind of cool because in our local town, we have what are called volunteer firefighters. So they are people who have normal jobs, but when there is a car accident or a fire, let me turn around here so you can see one of the fire engines. When there is a fire or when, I'm not sure if you can see through the glass, or a car accident, they will leave their jobs and they will drive very quickly to the fire station, and then they'll jump in the fire trucks and they'll head out. So our firefighters in our town, they're volunteer, but they do get paid a little bit. It's kind of confusing. I don't totally understand it myself, but it's pretty cool. Anyways, the police officer has left, so obviously they're not looking for me. It would be surprising if you read a news article that said local YouTuber caught stealing, and it's none other than Bob the Canadian. Actually, that wouldn't be funny. I'm not a thief. I wouldn't steal stuff. That would be bad. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you're having a good day. I'll see you in a couple days with another short English lesson. Bye.